We are live. Beautiful. Hello, everyone. So, welcome 2025.
Yes.
Happy New Year's, everyone. So, we are here, morning coffee with my lovely wife, Kashima.
Oh.
So,
Yes.
hopefully, that you're able to join us, whether you're drinking coffee or tea.
It's afternoon, actually.
It is afternoon. This is not the morning, but
Morning somewhere.
we were going to do it in the morning, and then we had some things that got in the way, and so
As usual.
as usual,
Meetings and somebody's calling and
Exactly.
one of the kids wants something.
but we are here. We're here, and so we're very happy to have you here. This is something that we've wanted to do for years: is come and just share authentically. Is that the
That's
word?
the word. Yeah.
We wanted to just share, unfiltered, live. So, we weren't all in our heads. We just wanted to connect, but we haven't done it. And the reason why we haven't done it is because, you say, oh, well, we got to make sure that everything is perfect, or it has to look right, or, I got to be in a good mood. I got to be inspired, and things have to be
we
going
have
well.
too much we're doing right now, and we have to schedule it, and we have different schedules, and I'm running here and you're running there.
Yeah, so it's like if you're waiting for the world to align, for the planets to align to actually do something, it doesn't happen. There's never the perfect time to do anything. And so that's the reason why we said, damn it, we're doing it. Period. Now,
Yeah.
are we going to be consistent? I hope so, but I've said it in the past. I've got on Facebook before and said we're going to be consistent, and we fell off after a week. So let me just go ahead and be completely transparent. I don't know if we're going to be consistent or not. I don't
either.
know. Okay.
I cannot be your accountability partner on that one.
So we're going to try. Now, we need your help, because if you tell us that this is helpful, or if if it's not helpful, we don't want to sit up here and do this if it's not helpful.
I think it'll be kind of therapeutic.
But we won't do it for us. We'll do it for them, but we won't do it for us. That's the problem.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause
That's what kept us from doing it in the first place.
That's what kept us from doing it in the
you're
first
right.
place. And so I feel that we'll be more consistent if it's helpful. So if you all say, hey, this is really helpful, keep it up, or we want to hear about this, or tell us about this, we really want to connect. And this is the way to do it. Now, if you don't catch it live and you're watching the replay, still go ahead and post comments as if you're watching it live, because we're going to go back and read those, so that way. Now, I think this is going to multiple, like it's going to LinkedIn. I never check LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, find us on Facebook and message us there, because I only check LinkedIn probably once a month or what have you. It's going out on on YouTube, I do believe, and Facebook. Facebook is what we check the most. So, but your comments are going to be very helpful to guide us and to inspire us to continue to do this, okay? Because some of the stuff that we're going to talk about is going to be, messy stuff. And, I wish I could say that we have it all figured out and we're doing everything perfectly like everyone else on social media. But I can tell you right now.
I am. Speak for yourself. I'm
All right, well,
perfect.
this one, she's perfect, but I am not, right? Thank God for Kashima. So, what do we want to talk about today?
How bad 2024 was?
How bad? Oh my God, yeah. So, what inspired us to finally, after all this time, do it now? Well, I think the reason is because of
Trauma.
Trauma. Yes, I do. I feel like I have post-traumatic stress. I really do.
Yeah.
2024 was a bitch. I'm sorry, but it was, and it was not fun. And in reflection, I think the reason why is because we were in reactive mode.
Yeah.
The entire 2024, we were in reactive mode with our health. We were in reactive mode with our business, with our home. And for those that you don't know, For the last year and a half, we've been displaced because of some mold issues.
2 years.
Has it been 2 years?
It started 2 years ago with mold.
Yeah, 2 years. Good gracious. 2 years ago, I was, not feeling my best, but I was in denial. Kashiba was like not in denial. She was like, something
Something's
is
going
wrong.
on.
Yeah, something's happening. What are some of the
Yeah.
symptoms that you were having?
So every morning I would wake up with aches and pains, congestion in my head, almost like like I was coming down with a virus or the flu or something like that, those type of symptoms. And I would just try to roll myself out of bed every morning. And then I noticed that every time we would go out of town somewhere, it wouldn't happen. I would wake up in the morning, spring up out of bed, ready to go. And I'm like, okay, this is too coincidental that every time we're out of our house, I'm fine. But every time we get back home, I'm back to the same feeling again. So I started telling Lionel about how I was feeling and the concerns I was having with the symptoms I was having. And he said, you know what, well, maybe we should think about where it is that we are mostly to figure out if there's something in our environment. Because we knew nutritionally we were doing what we were supposed to be doing. So we said there's two places that it could be. It could either be our home or it could be our office, because we knew that we were both having symptoms based off of a mycotoxin test that we took. That was the first thing that you did.
Yeah.
He said, let's get a mycotoxin test and see, based off of your symptoms,
Right.
what's going on.
A full toxicity test. We checked for heavy
Yeah.
metals, we checked for, mold, we checked for environmental toxins, things of that nature. And the mold tested, off the charts
For both of us.
for both of us.
And that's how we knew that we both were exposed to mold somewhere. So we tested our home first, and that was a mess.
Yes. And people warned me, because we are part of a lot of functional medicine forums and masterminds and things of that nature. And everyone says, the stuff that I didn't want to hear. And I was trying to piecemeal it and save money here and there and, getting the testing that really wasn't the correct testing that we needed. And, I wasted a lot of money trying to be cheap, to be quite honest. And it wasn't really showing us the root cause of where the mold was coming from. Yes, it would test positive for mold, but okay, well now how do we find where it is? So without going into that long drawn out story of how we finally found it, we did. We got the correct person to actually properly test the problem areas and things of that nature. And there were multiple issues in multiple areas. So I'm
And
like,
we live in South Florida. Just for those of you who don't know, South Florida, especially, the area where we are, kind of close to the coast, it's humid all the time. Year round, you still have humidity. Even when the air is cooler in the wintertime, it's still humid. So it's a big problem. There's like mold everywhere.
Right. All the hurricanes, the subtle damages to the home that you don't see, with kind of like, roof micro leaks in the windows and things of that nature that you just don't notice.
You don't think of.
Yeah.
Even new builds now. How are you going to know if the wood that they have for the new builds are treated wood? Because there's a difference between treated wood for mold and then regular wood. And if it stays outside in the elements and gets wet, it can create a moldy environment before you even stucco and what's that? And they plaster the sheetrock. So all that is behind the wall and you don't see it.
Right, you don't see it. So long story short, we had all of these issues that we didn't see for years, but it was getting worse and it was affecting our health. And when we finally found it, we got a functional practitioner that specialized in mold that we worked with, because we don't, we try not to treat ourselves. And he says, you got to get out of the house. You can't be in a toxic environment and expect to detox. You just can't. You can't do it. So that same day, we were very blessed that, I decided we're going to get a little RV and put it out in the back, and so that way we can still be at home but still be out of the house. A friend of mine had an RV that she was selling, and it just worked out. That same day, we had an RV delivered to our home.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my very good friend Sue for that.
Yes.
And
Thanks, Sue. And Craig.
yes. And so we literally, she delivered it to us. So we're staying in this tiny RV in the back. We thought it was going to be for probably 3 months max. 3 months turned into almost 2 years. And so imagine trying to live and work from, because we did a lot of stuff from home, virtual from our home office. And we have, another office as well, but it was just, oh my goodness, trying to live in this confined space. It's not the brightest area, it's kind of dark. And then it was expense after expense after expense. None of it we were, anticipating. And every single decision that we made, it wasn't like a luxury. It was like, okay, we got to do this for our health. And it was, and again, people told me, look, plan on doing it right the first time. You're going to spend over 200 grand. It's like, not me. I'm not spending over 200 grand. And by the end of it, I spent a little bit more than that because of the money that we wasted. Yeah. Hiring the wrong people and just
we went through 3 different contractors.
3
which would probably take another episode for us to kind of go over all of the mistakes that they made and the mistakes we made and kind of relying on the wrong people. So
it was a mess.
It was a learning lesson for sure.
So that that started in 2023. So when we rolled into 2024, we had only one goal, and that one goal was to get rid of the mold. And so we didn't do any plan. We just realized this, we always do, yearly planning and setting up our goals. It's not like New Year's resolution type of stuff. It's literally making sure that our yearly goals that we have listed out and we have an action plan to achieve them. We didn't do that for 2024. We didn't even recognize that. And so we're living in this RV, survival mode, money's just going out of the window. I'm stressed. It affects how I connect with people in the business and things of that nature. And so we had some financial stresses with the business as well. And it was
a recipe for disaster.
It was a recipe for disaster. And I got into a dark place, which is not who I am at my core, and I don't know how to really operate from that place. And it was tough, it was tough. The only great thing about it is that we never got tired of each other. So that was, if I had to say one great thing about it, it's like we became stronger than ever, even though I got on her nerves. But other than that, I knew that she was going to stick with me through anything. That's one thing that I learned, is this woman was going to stick with me through thick and thin, because we were in the thick of it and the thin of it. That's for sure. So we went through that, and all of the things that I needed to do to really connect with you all and to be, more public and things of that nature, I didn't want to do, because you watch social media. Social media will depress you, because everyone's showing the perfect part of their lives. Like, oh, look at what I just accomplished. Look at my 6-pack, or look at this or that. And so you look at people on social media, it's like, oh man, they have it all figured out. Their life is great. Their relationship is great. All of this stuff, while you're sitting at home miserable, saying, what the hell is going on with me? And you feel less than, right? And that's the way, I don't know about you, but that's the way I was feeling. And so I didn't want to get on, I had to really force myself just to do a freaking Facebook post.
Yeah, but not only that, it also affected. So even though we tried to, take vacation, and I put it in quotes because even our vacations weren't really vacations, because they were working vacations. You were working almost the whole time that we were away. So we would go on trips, but I think the stress of everything, and the fight or flight response that we had was still there, even though we were in a different location. It was still in the back of our minds. It was still present. We were still getting messages from the contractors about things that, we couldn't even help. And so
Yeah.
it wasn't, there wasn't a moment where it wasn't a part of our daily lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that, and that stress brought on sickness. So I brought in the new year, very ill, Christmas, we had to postpone and reschedule. We had to reschedule Christmas. I got this bad flu. I guess it was the flu. I don't know what it was. All I know is I was having chills, laid up in bed for a week, and body aches, night sweats.
Some type of virus.
It was horrible. It was horrible. And I think it was the accumulation of all the stress and everything that I was going through. And I was just ready for 2024 just to say goodbye. So now we're here, and we decided that we were not going to reactively go into 2025. Everything that we do is going to be more from a place of strength, from a place of proactiveness rather than reactiveness, because you're always going to have stress in your life. You're always going to have things that aren't going to go your way and things of that nature. Nothing's ever perfect. You need those down moments to be able to appreciate the good moments, right? Hey, Tony, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
How do you see Tony?
You see right there, he posted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Back in the day when we used to do Family Health Guide, with my brother. Yeah. Thank you, Tony, for posting that. So these are things that we were able to learn from. That's the other than my wife not leaving me and and she's still with me. Other than that,
I wouldn't do that.
She didn't leave me in that freaking RV by myself, broke. Other than that, the other blessing is that
I wasn't perfect either. Even though I say I am, obviously that's not true.
I'm not going to call her out, though. I'm not going to call her out.
I had my own issues going on as well.
Issues and situations.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another day.
So the other great thing that came out of it was that it was a learning experience, a huge learning experience. I found out, the ways that I wasn't really stepping up as a leader in the business, or as like the CEO that I wanted to be, even the physician that I wanted to be, right? So it really allowed me to connect and learn from that and grow. It also was a backdrop of what I don't want. You don't appreciate what you want until, you don't appreciate your house until you've been out of your house, displaced in, the backyard for a year and a half. And so I have so much new appreciation for our home that you would not believe, where before I took it for granted, So you have to go through pain to appreciate when things are wonderful, you gotta get stuck out in the rain to truly appreciate the sunshine. You gotta be, stuck in the heat and the dryness before you can appreciate the rain. So I think that's the other thing that really was great that came out of 2024. Yeah. So we've been on here for almost 20 minutes already.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
There was so much.
We've just only touched the tip of the iceberg.
The tip. So here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and end this now. But there are some things that we want to share with you that were pretty impactful. We just, for instance, I guess as a teaser, we just got back from Arizona. Colorado. My bad. I don't know where Arizona came from.
Completely.
I don't know where Arizona came from. It don't even sound the same.
Did you go to Arizona?
Maybe
I'll tell you why he thinks Arizona.
Yeah. Yes, because I definitely went on a journey. So we went to Colorado, and Dr.
Rocky Mountains with snow.
Yes.
Snow-filled mountains.
We have a very good friend and
You don't have to
colleague.
say who it is, though.
We don't have to say it? I want to give him a shout out.
Well-
I'll give him a shout out when we talk about it.
Maybe. We'll ask him first.
Oh, yeah, we'll ask her first. All right. Thank you because I was about to shout him out. Anyway, a very brilliant, dear friend and colleague of ours that we went to visit, and it was a very good experience that got us out of our comfort zone, our regular way of thinking, and it was an amazing experience. So we will share some of that with you on next time.
And that was kind of the catalyst also for why you decided to actually come on here and do this. So.
Yeah, it definitely was a catalyst. There's no question about it. It allowed me to really become clear on, what my purpose here on this earth is and what I want to do and such. But anyway, not to be cryptic, but we'll kind of share some of that with you next time. So please comment and let us know, if this is something that you want more of, and did you get something out of this, and just say hi.
Do our struggles resonate with you?
Right.
Or, were you having a 2024 that was
tell
a
us
little
how
rough, or you were in fight or flight mode, and maybe with our story and how we're getting out of it for 2025, you can too.
Tony says one question that he has is, why haven't you got old? Thank you for saying that, because I feel old as hell. I was like, man, I look at myself, I'm just like, oh my God, it just seems like overnight.
I feel like I have an extra set of wrinkles that
I woke up this morning, my eye was all swollen. I had a little sty here, and I was looking all crazy. I had to get in the infrared sauna just to get my face back into where I could recognize myself. But anyway.
But we're getting there.
We're getting there. I appreciate that. All righty. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Love you all. We'll talk soon.